Released in arcades in 1987, Haunted Castle may have slipped under your radar like it did mine. Unlike the mainline Castlevania games, it doesn't carry the Castlevania name and isn't part of the series canon. The game follows a simple yet familiar storyline. You play as Simon Belmont on a mission to save his wife Selina from the clutches of Dracula. Along the way, you'll battle bosses inspired by classic horror villains. Does this premise remind you of another game released by Capcom a couple years earlier? Haunted Castle seems to borrow a bit from Ghosts and Goblins. Despite not being an official Castlevania title, Haunted Castle boasts clean, crisp graphics, fun mechanics, and features that were ahead of its time. From battling a stained glass boss to navigating a fast-paced elevator level and encountering cool-looking teleporting fights, the game offers a unique and engaging experience. The controls are simple and the power-ups are exactly what you expect from an old-school Castlevania game, with some new ideas at the time.
Handsome Tom's Useless Knowledge!
Haunted Castle introduces elements that would later become staples in the Castlevania series. For example, it features the first appearance of the sword, an iconic weapon that be used in future games. Additionally, some of the game's music, such as Cross Your Heart and Bloody Tears, would later appear in the Castlevania titles, adding to the game's significance in the series' history. We all know these games were designed to suck the quarters out of your hands. I could not imagine playing this as a kid. It would cost you so much money to memorize all the levels. They definitely set you up to fail over and over again. Some of the levels are not even worth fighting enemies, you just hope you have enough life to run through it. Can you believe they only give you 3 continues? Unlike most arcade games, you can't keep continuing with unlimited quarters. You have to get good. You can cheat a little. Once your life runs low, you can use more credits to increase it further, but it only works 1 per continue. Beating it is doable. Once you memorize all the levels, you can get it down to a science. There are some sweet spots that can help you out with boss fights, but for the most part, it's repetition to memorize each level. I recommend watching a playthrough to learn the levels, and it'll make it much more fun. After watching his Anniversary Castlevania video, I wonder if the Angry Video Game Nerd would put this one on his nice list. Although it does not have a multiple directional whip option, which ranks super high with him, and it's hard as balls, it still has that old school linear experience with some of the past and the future of the Castlevania series. Someone send him a copy. I'm curious. I think this game's judged a little too harshly. If the game was released on console and made not to suck the quarters from you, it would have been a short 18 minutes, but definitely more liked. If you're a Castlevania fan like myself, and yes, that's myself and Perfect Liz in front of the French castle that inspired the castle from Castlevania, you'll want to try it. It's currently on the Konami Anniversary Arcade Classics that was released in 2019. Give it a try and see if you have what it takes to defeat Dracula and save Selina.